I need a bigger church building. Do you believe in the faith movement? I need a bigger church building. Do you believe in the faith movement? And sow a seed. This is like a part 2 of the live we did earlier about the priests in 2 Kings chapter 12. How they wasn't repairing the building, the temple. They was taking money for themselves. When the question was asked, why y'all didn't repair the building? What you see going on then is the same thing you see now. Now, some of y'all ain't gonna like this video either. Cause see, we've been taught to always operate with these faith movements. I understand that. We walk by faith and not by sight. You can quote as many scriptures that you want, that you don't understand a lot of times. Because if you really understand, faith without works is dead. How are we always talking about a faith movement? Teach Holy Spirit. But we don't have no strategy, no plan. That's why you have a building fund for 20, 30 years. See, some churches know how to get grants, while others, they're going to continue to get rejected. See, if you call yourself having an outreach ministry, and you talking about getting grants to do certain things, you got to prove you got an outreach ministry. Most churches I know that say they got an outreach ministry, they ain't doing nothing but trying to reach the inside. They don't want to go outside the 4 walls, the corners. Like I said, don't nobody want to go to the food bank and load up their trucks. I ain't talking about everybody, of course. But you got to prove that. You ever notice when you're trying to get grants, they want to show, you got to show me proof. Your mission statement ain't enough. Because most people that talking about they doing missionary, they ain't nothing but stationary. Well, man, I tried to go get some loan, man, or trying to get the funders to fund me on this. Man, the kitchen's so messed up, the restroom's so messed up. See, I'm gonna say something that's gonna make a lot of people mad, because I've been saying this for over 20 years now. You got to show how your church building is being used by the community. Half of these churches in these black communities, 6, 7 churches on one street, let somebody die and then somebody be like, if they don't go to church, man, can we have a funeral at your? Nope, brother, nope. You ever notice you have some of the biggest funerals in the smallest churches? You rarely find a church building or a pastor that say, hey man, y'all can use our building for free, just make sure you clean up after yourself. Most of these churches, y'all heard me in the live chat earlier today, there shouldn't be no such thing as a regular church building that looked like a crack house or a trap house. Y'all see how we was coming with them scriptures? They didn't even do what they needed to do with repairing the temple. That's what you see going on now. Every pastor I know, I'm talking about everyone I know, man, we got to get a bigger church building. That's all I hear. And you look at the one that most of them are in, they haven't done nothing to it. Just like we talked about with the scriptures today, with the king and the priests. The 2 Kings chapter 12. What was that, verses 5 through 17? Have you ever studied that? Some churches that understand, that have done it, and they got the grants, they got proof. They can show what a community is. Oh man. Now you look at this building right here, that's why the community is always there. You ever notice in a lot of black neighborhoods that's ran down. And I'm not saying this to be funny and talking down on nobody. It's just facts. The projects, the hood. When you had them 6, 7 churches on one street, and most of them are very messed up looking. Leaks in the inside. I mean, can't get nothing fixed. But then when you go to the First Baptist and such, where everybody coming together because it's a community with unity, they don't do all that begging for money. They go get grants. They know who to talk to. They know who to go to. They know what to say, and they know how to prove it on paper. They know what to do versus, here you go, going on here, I'm going to try to get another grant, man. Need a bigger building. Why would these funders invest in your church, in your building? Why would they even invest when you have nothing to prove? Or why would they invest and all they see is the pastor looking nice, riding nice? So you can have all the faith movements you want. Notice it's a movement. That's just like a Black Lives Movement. Marching, protesting, movement. And a movement don't mean you moving. Y'all better catch this. Y'all know what I used to say back in the day? I could be sitting in that rocking chair, moving back and forwards, but that rocking chair ain't went nowhere. I'm still in the same spot. I'm just rocking. So I ain't moved out the chair. It just looked like I'm doing something, but yeah. That's what a lot of churches are doing. They rocking, but they're in the same spot. And then all of a sudden that rocking chair just stopped. These are the things that we keep seeing. You got to understand, well, if you're going to put something, even the Bible say you plan from your heart, but the Most High orders the steps. But we realize the Most High is looking at what we planning, and if we ain't planning nothing, what are we doing? Pastor don't even know the vision no more. And then you wonder why you can't get the church repaired. I'm so sick of so many people, man, we need a new building. They ain't even faithful with the building they got. If the Most High is looking at you, let that building get run down, you don't care about that building, you're not being faithful over a few things, why would he make you a rule over many? Stop asking the Most High for things that you know you don't even take care of that you got right now. Well, I want a bigger building. Y'all remember when I started doing them series of the Angry Preacher? That's why. You can go back all those years, look at them skits I'm doing. That's why I do those skits like that. I said you can't even put a water machine in the church. But your home don't look like that. These faith movements. We're going to have another movement of faith, brother. We got to sow a seed. People are tired of sowing seeds. The ones that's tired of, let me say, they tired of sowing seeds, and all they doing is sowing and ain't no reaping. When is it going to be harvest time? Why should a building fund have to last 20, 30 years? Every church I know got a building fund program going. Every church I know is waiting on a tote the note, or what they call it, having that burn the note, there we go, burn the note service. It's 30 years down the road. Then you get mad when people stop tithing. Or done got mad because all they doing is sowing, and they don't see no reaping. You can't get mad at them. See, it's too many pastors that's in leadership. They don't know how to move this way. They've been still used to the same old school way of not making it, just having all these programs. Remember the video I just did as I close? Y'all remember? What we talking about with the ministry? Dead ministries that keep adding ministries. The ministry is dead. You want to keep adding. How you gonna add? And if you can't add, how you gonna multiply? Look like we just keep subtracting. I'll leave you on that. Shalom.